Tristian, might be an unfamiliar face for people at the New Saints, but tell us a little bit about your background and why you're here at Park today.
Yeah, so for the best part of the last decade, I've been a teacher. I had many different roles whilst I was in that profession, including the head of behaviour and inclusion. So I felt as though my future wasn't in teaching and I wanted to do something different, specifically trying to help young people prepare for adulthood in a nutshell. And that's how I started Youth Empowerment Mentoring, making sure that I could be best placed to help them with that journey.
And Youth Empowering Mentoring, YEM for short, that's your company. What is that you actually do?
So we work under three pillars. Broadly speaking, we help young people feel empowered, but specifically we have three pillars, and they are resilience and mental strength, confidence and self-esteem, and motivation and goal setting. So we work under those pillars to specifically target weaknesses they have in those areas and general mental health and well-being, because they contribute to how they're feeling, what their thought process is, and how they feel as well. So whilst we have those three pillars, it could also be any number of well-being concerns, and we're there to provide coaching and mentoring to help them get better.
Well, you've been running the company for a couple of years now. What was it that made you want to start it up originally?
It was based on the realization of young people. So as I mentioned previously, my role in education, I got to see the bigger picture with young people, how their well-being is taking a hit in comparison to years before. Doesn't really matter what age you are, schools have changed, education's changed. And I could see that resilience was an issue for a number of reasons. Low self-esteem was an issue. And I felt that I could actually have a big impact on their development, but schools are finding it very challenging to put sufficient support in place because of the challenges they face on a school on any given day in schools anyway. So for me, it was about putting myself in a position where I was best placed in order to give that support one-to-one or as a group setting.
Well, that brings us to the present. We're here in the gym at Park Stadium. You've been delivering some workshops today to our academy players. So how did you get involved with the club?
Yeah, so I sent out communication to a number of sports teams and schools just advertising the service, and Kieran got back in touch and invited me to do a workshop last year, and that went really well. It was a great experience for me and a great opportunity. I love football, so any opportunity to be closer to the world of football was a great opportunity for me that I couldn't miss. And so we delivered the first workshop of what's going to be a series of workshops. Before Christmas, we looked at specifically resilience building, and then this evening we looked more at how you can check in with yourself and check in with others, making sure that they know the necessary skills required to undertake that as well, because I feel as though young people, there's a lot of people talking to them about mental health, but nobody's actually showing them exactly how you do that, the steps required to take that makes it solid and actionable.
Well, why is it so important then that our young players here at the New Saints learn these life skills?
It doesn't matter what their life looks like in the next 10 years, whether they continue in professional football or leave professional football to look to take up another profession, maybe go back to university. Whatever they're facing in their lives beyond this moment in the TNS Academy, they're going to need the three pillars of what YEM offers. So resilience and mental strength, in the fact that possibly they might have a tough decision coming up that they don't make in professional football. They might have a job that they lose. They might have something traumatic happen to them and their family. They're going to need the skill set within these pillars to cope with that. And also, who doesn't want high self-esteem, high confidence, and the ability to put goals in place and also know how to achieve them? One of the things we focus on specifically is having an idea of what you want to do with your future, but understanding how to get there is drastically different.
Well, it's not just group workshops you've been delivering, is it? Because I know on a Monday evening, you've also been doing some one-to-one sessions with some of our players.
Yeah, and that's something I absolutely love doing. Young men in particular find it difficult to express themselves in a group. We've seen that in the workshop this evening, and it's the reality of the situation. So when you give them the opportunity to share in a confidential environment and one-to-one, they do like to have that support. Now the club, TNS, has been so good in offering this to their academy, and effectively what it does is encourages the young people in any age group to have the opportunity to specifically target any weaknesses or even continue to develop strengths that they might have. Some examples that we've been looking at is we've got a player who wants to work on his confidence working up to a match. We got a player who's had some traumatic incidences and is responding really well to having somebody share that with outside the team environment. And another young player who wants to target the fact that his you could say his attributes lead to him handling challenges on the pitch as well. So we look at that and we break it down, and it's always different. It's always engaging, and they're responding well, and yeah, hopefully more to come in the future as well.
Well, that's obviously a great opportunity for our players to get involved in. But what do your future plans look like then at EM? I'm sure that you've got plenty of plans to grow the organisation.
Yeah, hopefully, and that's the path we're currently on. I feel as though it's very difficult sometimes to think about growth without like-minded people. So I want to branch out to like-minded people at the sports settings, maybe schools and education establishments, and grow as a brand first, and we'll see where it goes. But the more people we have that can deliver this type of vision, the better the young people are going to be equipped to face the future as well.
Well, if anybody wants to find out more about Youth Empowerment Mentoring, or YEM for short, what do they need to do?
We have a website, www.yementoring.com. We've got social media, which I think is on the same tags at Youth Empowerment Mentoring, or just look up Tristian Griffiths Youth Empowerment Mentoring, and I'm sure you won't be too far away.
Tristian, thank you for your time this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you more frequently at Park Hall in the coming weeks and months.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.